Welcome everyone to the On The Go podcast. Happy Sunday. I'm your boy Pop.
And your girl Tina. Welcome, guys.
Happy Mother's Day.
I think we have just one on here. Gonna wait for a few more followers to come in. It is exactly like 6 o'clock, so.
Yeah, it's all good.
Everybody was at the concert last night. Can you imagine?
I know, right?
We had 500,000 people watching. That would be so dope. Welcome.
Welcome to the On The Go podcast. Our viewers are checking in. Happy blessed Sunday, everyone. Happy blessed Sunday. It's a wonderful day, beautiful day out. We're filming from outside.
Yes. In the
My gorgeous host
the
is
semi-cold.
looking great today.
Oh, Tara's here. Hi, Tara. Welcome.
Hey, welcome, Tara. Welcome, Freddie.
Team Live.
We in the building. Okay. Nice. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I'm loving it. We are here today. Today is going to be an awesome show. We have an awesome guest coming on our show today. We're excited about that. We definitely want to start off by, we always start our show off by giving a shout out to all our first responders and our frontliners, during COVID-19. And, we just hope that everybody during this time is doing the best they can to be safe and also be mindful of everybody else's health out there.
So we're going to, always start with a moment of silence. Just acknowledge anyone that's been impacted by COVID or has lost a loved one from the virus. So
we'll do a quick moment of silence.
Yes.
All right. Let's get the show on the road.
So we're in our 8th episode, our 8th week. That means there's 2 months of us recording, which is so
wonderful,
dope,
yes.
Dope. And today is especially special because it's Mother's Day, and it's one of those holidays that I think that everyone can relate to in some kind of way, regardless of like your culture or your nationality. It's all about the mamas.
It's all about the mothers. It's all about you guys today, man. Ladies, queens out there, happy Mother's Day. Hope you guys are enjoying it. A lot of people can't really get to their mothers, due to the, COVID-19 situation that's going on around the world. But, I'm sure you guys are smiling and making the best out of this situation. So, I wish you guys the best today. And again, happy Mother's Day.
Yes. I had read, thank you. I had read Obama had written, for a lot of people, it is really hard to not be with your family, and the best thing we can always hold on to is just our memories and the times that we shared with people, because this is a different time right now. Like, even for us to be able to sit here and have a podcast, it's hard. You're taking a risk every time you step outside your house. So I'm always grateful of my host, and thank you for being able to record with me today.
Absolutely. I'm thankful for you too.
It is Mother's Day. I myself am so proud to be a mom. My boys are still young, so they're not buying me gifts, but just to hear them come down the stairs and be like, "Hi, Mom, I love you. Good morning." They give me a hug. It really makes me just filled with so much joy. Motherhood is just, it is a journey. And I mean, our guest is going to come on and share her journey. But,
absolutely. Yeah, but so how does it feel today? Like, the fact that it's your day, and what was the first thing when Supreme or Caleb said to you this morning?
Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry. So Caleb, I'm like, Caleb, do you know what today is? He's like, it's Mommy's Day. I'm like, yeah. Do you know what Mother's Day mean? He was like, not really. We try not to be so focused on the man-made holidays, but it's different because I'm so used to getting up, really getting dressed, going to church with them. Our church, we do a huge flower giveaway to the oldest mother in the church, or the woman with the most children in the church. So it's just a different, feeling today. But it also allowed me that moment to have time with my kids this morning. I called my mom. I called my grandmother, who I'm so blessed to still have in my life. And I also had a chance to visit with a friend of mine who had passed away, her mom, and just speaking with her, she really dropped some gems on me, because we tend to forget that a lot of us are celebrating, but there are still some women who are grieving.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she said to me, you can love on your children, you can love on your family, you can just love so much, but you always have to remember to put God first. And that really I'm still like a little stuck on what she said, because it's just like, wow, like I do so much for my kids, and I really need to be thankful of God for even allowing me to be a mother. So
Yes.
it was nice to have those words with her. Did you do anything special for the women in your life today?
Oh man, I feel like I got a lot of beautiful women in my life. I'm just fortunate and blessed to celebrate this day. My mom, obviously you guys know, it's tough for her.
Right.
We lost my brother 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So she's dealing with that. Lost my nephew last year, August. So for a mom to lose her child is definitely a difficult time.
Yeah.
And I was able to just give her a card and some money to try to see if I can get her to laugh a little bit. But she's going through it.
Yeah.
And it's tough. I was able to give the mother of my child a gift. It surprised her with a nice gift and a card.
Nice.
And her mom as well, and just doing some beautiful things. And I was able to give you a gift, my co-host.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? But it's a good day to really appreciate and enjoy those who are out there. To all the great moms out there doing a great job and doing the best you can to raise your children
and raise your children in quarantine.
Yeah,
First of all, the lifestyle of being a mom has seriously shifted, because obviously I used to just go to work, get them ready for school in the morning, and then they would get on the bus, I would drop them off, and then I had my full day of work and doing whatever I do, and then they would in the evening we'd have dinner and maybe a movie or something, or play a game, and then it's bedtime. But now that we're all home, I have now become the mom, the teacher. I'm breaking up a fight,
a full package,
and I'm just like,
a full package, man.
Whoa.
Listen. I at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to appreciate teachers seriously, because it's not an easy job. And I was watching the Erykah Badu and Jill Scott live last night, and I was hearing Erykah Badu saying that she homeschools her children, and I think that's a blessing. If you can do that and you have the patience to do that, God bless you, seriously, because it's not an easy job to parent your kids and also do homeschooling.
Yeah, and then it also forces you to stay on top of your A game. Like, it's not like you just watching them do all their work virtually. You're really interacting with them. You have to understand the questions that the teachers are giving them. Like, my son was doing, like, find the area of the triangle. I haven't done that in like
hey, yo, listen, the curriculums now is different. It's different.
You know how your mom would be like, if you got 5 apples and you put 2, no, this is like,
it's different now.
You gotta add, subtract, multiply. I'm trying to remember all the little all the little acronyms that they used to teach you in school. And I had to tell my son, like, listen, I think that you're doing an amazing job. I know it's hard to be home to still try and focus on your work and just be in this environment that you're not used to being. Like, school really is a good setup for the kids to learn.
No, absolutely.
So
and definitely, like, right now too, like, not be able to get out and burn some energy is definitely crazy. Oh my God, I had my niece over yesterday and she stayed the night with me. When I tell you this little girl was up to 3 o'clock in the morning, she's staying home. She ain't coming back over Uncle again. I'll tell you that, because she kept me up.
But
and I couldn't watch what I want to watch. I was watching Disney, and I was watching That's So Raven, all these other shows. Man, listen, princesses. God bless you parents, and God bless you teachers. Straight up.
I mean, I keep saying this to everyone. I do believe that quarantine right now is a good reset on life, and yes, we want to be productive. We want to, still win in life, but it's also allowing you to sit back and just learn who you are, learn what's your triggers, be there for your children or be there for yourself. So I'm starting to appreciate this time. I think I'm gonna cry when we have to go back to like our regular life, because I'm just so scared of what is out there. But
I mean, it's definitely a time now where I think parents also, even though it's a difficult time to be home all day, but it's also a time to cherish and appreciate your kids.
Yeah.
Because I seen one of my friends earlier. I was picking up a pizza, and I was like, I haven't seen him in a while, and I'm like, man, what's going on? How you managing? He's like, man, honestly, it's tough, but I'm grateful because I'm spending a lot more time with my kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Right. So. But I mean, back to the topic of Mother's Day, yes, we did acknowledge the women who have lost children, but there are some women who are also struggling to conceive. And I can't imagine, a day like today, it's almost like a sore reminder of, you know, you're not woman enough. And I can't wait for our special guest to speak, because she's
Yes.
going to share her journey. But, you know, motherhood, it's like one of those things that women are all automatically assume that they're supposed to go through, but for some women, even they don't want to go through it, or, you know, they physically can't. And I think her story is really going to teach us some hard lessons in life. And I hope that, you know, when people are watching, that you're really listening to what she's saying and understand what she's gone through. It's not just for the women. She's definitely going to have a message for the men, because you know, motherhood, you didn't get that way by yourself. You know, you now, minus all the science stuff, like traditionally you did not become a mother on your own. So I'm excited for today. I know she's already joined in, and we're gonna log her in soon, but I don't know if you had any other thoughts.
No, I mean, I'm honestly just excited to get her on, and I hope my viewers, you know, everyone that's checking in, you know, get a chance to really listen in into her story and appreciate her story. And as a male, you know, I'm excited just to hear about motherhood and a whole bunch of other different information that I can really take in. You know, so I can't wait to get her on. I think we're ready, man.
Ready?
I know she's excited. she's probably like, she can't ready. We ready to get Yvonne on, guys. I want you guys to give our guest Yvonne a great welcome in, and you know, embrace her.
She has a wonderful story. In the comments.
Put some flowers in the comments. Happy Mother's Day to her, and she has a great organization that she's going to definitely touch on. And let's get Yvonne in right now. Hold on.
We getting ready to
we got to get you in, Yvonne.
I love this like little.
I know.
There she goes.
Hi guys.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day to you as well.
You got us?
I don't know if it's my phone or your connection. Yeah, can you hear me?
We hear you. Can you see us?
Yeah, the phone is kind of still, so I don't know if it froze.
Nah, I can hear you though. We can hear you very well. We see you too.
Okay.
All right. We ready when you ready, girl.
Yes.
Okay, so hi guys, my name is Yvonne Harris. I am 30 years old. I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, but I currently live in Stamford, Connecticut with my family. I am a fiance, I am a mother, I'm an angel mom, and I am the owner of Signature by Yvonne's Virgin Hair. I also have the Birth in Heaven Foundation. And I currently have a 2-year-old who, his name is Legend. He's a ball to be around.
I love that name. I love that name.
Yes.
And by the way, Yvonne, I have to say this. You look amazing.
Thank you. I have a 2-year-old baby boy. His name is Legend. Most of you that follow me on social media, you know that I'm with him all day long. We're doing different activities. I'm very active when it comes to him. I also have a stepdaughter. Her name is Paige. She's 8 years old. No Paige, you know, she's always on 100. There's never a dull moment with them in the house. Part of the reason that I'm here today to talk to you is because most people will look at my story and my current situation now and think that I had an easy journey into becoming a mom. And for me, it wasn't so easy as most people that don't know my story would think. My first pregnancy was in 2015, and I was 8 months pregnant when I lost my first son, Jarrell Kareem Dinkins Jr. It was a Wednesday, which was June 3rd. I went to an ultrasound appointment, and at the time of the appointment, everything was fine with him. He was breathing. You know, he was moving around. The technician that I had that day, she joked around with us, and she said, you know, she said, oh, every time we do a sonogram, his legs is open. So we laughed, me and my fiance, we laughed and joked with her about that.
Right.
And Saturday, which was June 6th, which was 3 days later, I'm in a house and I'm doing my stepdaughter's hair. And at the time, I started to have a lot of pain in my stomach area. So I told my fiance, I said, hey, you know, I don't know if everything is okay, but I'm having a lot of pain, but I'm not sure if this is normal pregnancy praying because
Yeah.
this was my first time, being pregnant. So to me, all of the stories that you hear from other pregnant moms, they say the last few weeks is normally like the hardest. So when he asked me if I wanted to go to the hospital, I said, no, I'm not going to go. I'm just going to sit it out because I had another appointment, which was Monday on June 8th. June 8th, we go to the doctor's appointment and they put the machine across my stomach, and the doctor, she's checking, to see if the baby is breathing and is everything okay. And with her going over my stomach maybe 2 or 3 times, she just leaves and storms out of the room. So at that time, I'm laying on the bed and I sit up to look at my fiance, and me and him make eye contact, and we both have a puzzled look on our face.
Yeah.
So when she comes back in with another doctor, and then the doctor plugs the machine back in, and he goes over my stomach maybe 2 or 3 times as well. And then he looks to us and he says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you this, but the baby no longer has a heartbeat. So when she told us that, at that particular moment, from that moment until the time that I reached home later on that afternoon, I don't remember anything that happened. I mentally checked out. I didn't, everybody was talking to me. People were calling. I couldn't take any calls, couldn't answer any messages because I couldn't believe something like this happened to me. This is my first pregnancy. So the first thing I'm thinking is, why me? So as everything goes on, later on that evening, my fiance explains to me hey, the doctor stated that you have to go in to have this procedure done where they would induce your labor to have the baby come out, because I still have to naturally have the baby, in order to get him out and to prevent myself from having any infections.
Yes.
So as we go in the hospital, which was June 8th to have this procedure done. And the whole time I'm in the hospital, I keep saying to myself, and I keep going to the bathroom and I'm praying, maybe the baby will wake up and everything will be okay. And at that moment, my fiance was in the room, and also my dad. And I just kept saying, come on, I'm touching my stomach and I'm praying that my child will wake up. And at that time, he didn't get a response. They checked again to see maybe if something went wrong at the last appointment, but there was nothing wrong. He was no longer with us. They induced my labor at that time. And from November 8th until November 10th, basically a whole day, a little bit over 24 hours, they were trying to get my body to go into active labor.
Wow.
Yeah, so June 9th, I stayed in the hospital the entire day. My body was not responding well to anything that they were doing. The pills that they gave me to induce my labor, my body wasn't taking it. So June 10th, at 9:11 a.m., my son came into the world, but before I got a chance to say hello to him, I had to say goodbye. So when we go through everything, and the only thing that I left the hospital with that day was just a box with all of his memories.
Wow.
Which was the box that had the outfit that they put him in when they brought him back into the room, and a few cards from the hospital center that I went to. They gave me a few cards and few things just to remember that particular moment, which for most parents or most people that's experienced a pregnancy, you don't want to say goodbye to your child before you actually say hello.
Never.
Yeah. So I had with that situation, I had a lot of anger. I had guilt. I was feeling embarrassed because as a woman, the thing that you do want to do when you're with a partner or somebody that you love, and kids is a topic of discussion, and you're both so excited about wanting to have a child, and then something like this happens, now you're embarrassed because now you think, okay, what about if my partner doesn't think that I'm able to extend our family? Maybe he would seek attention from somebody else.
Right.
So I felt embarrassed. I felt anger. I shied away from a lot of people. I wouldn't speak to people. I went through pretty much a very dark time in my life where I didn't speak to anybody for months. I just wouldn't answer texts. People would call me. People would talk to me. and I just couldn't do it. And then
Yeah.
September of 2015, I created the Birth in Heaven Foundation. I started to channel my anger in other directions. I started to think like, you know, maybe I could connect with other people. Maybe if this happened to me, it happened to somebody else. So when I created my foundation, originally it was to form a support group for other moms, other dads, other families that experience the pregnancy loss. So came home one day and I spoke to my fiance and I said, hey, you know, there's walks for almost everything in New York City. I never saw a walk for infant loss. So I'm thinking about starting my own. And he told me, you know, that's a good idea. Maybe you should go through. So I did a whole bunch of research to figure out how can I go about doing so. And what was that? October 2016, we actually had our first walkathon.
Wow.
Yeah, so when we had our walkathon, this year will be our 5th year that we had. October of this year will be our 5th year that we had our walkathon, that we're gonna have our walkathon.
Okay.
Since I created my foundation, I've been able to connect with so many angel moms, like from all over. I'll get different calls, different emails, different texts from people all over the world. I had a young lady that was in, I believe, Canada, and she followed me on social media, and she actually lost her child sometime last year. And her family, you know, everybody was going to the hospital, reaching out to her, and she told her sister, I don't want to speak to anybody. I want to speak to Yvonne. And her sister's like, who's Yvonne? And she explained my situation to her, and her sister found me on social media. And she asked me, would I be able to talk to her sister? And I actually had I think about an hour and 30-minute conversation with this young lady.
Yeah.
Wow.
And things like that touched my heart, because when I was going through what I was going through, I didn't have a lot of people to speak to. I didn't have a lot of resources in the current area where I was living at the time to go speak to anybody. I actually had my doctor recommended me to a therapist that actually does like group counseling. And one day I went to her to try to, you know, I called the lady to see like maybe I could set up something or see if she had anything coming. And she kept telling me, oh, we don't have that many people registering for the class, so we're just gonna cancel it. So I'm thinking, you don't have a lot of people, but even if you have one person, the class is working. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So after you know, reaching out to different channels to try to find some type of like comfort, I wasn't able to find any. So I actually created my own, and with my foundation, that's what I've been able to do. I'm able to talk to you today because of my foundation. There was a time where if anybody even asked me about my son, I would break down in tears, and I wasn't able to just come out and speak to people about it. But being that I started to use my strength to be strong for other people, it allowed me to be able to sit here today and share my testimony with other people. And most people know my journey from losing my son, but actually from December 2015 to August of 2017, which was after my first son, I had 3 miscarriages following his death.
Wow.
So when I had the 3 miscarriages, the city of New York, they don't run any tests on any woman unless you had 3 miscarriages to figure out if there's something wrong. So when I kept asking my doctors after my second miscarriage, I said, okay, I had a stillbirth. I had 2 miscarriages. Is there anything that you can do? And they kept explaining to me, no, there's nothing that we can do. It has to be 3 miscarriages. And then maybe we're able to run tests. After my 3rd miscarriage, they were able to run tests, and they didn't find anything in the testing. They said, oh, sometimes these things just happen. And to me as a woman, I'm thinking, this is the 4th pregnancy that fell. So how is it that these things just happen? Are y'all overlooking something? Is there, you know, are y'all not trying to help me? And as they explained to me, it's like, this is just, there are people that just continue to have miscarriage and then they go on to have a successful pregnancy, which I was one of those people. I had failed pregnancies before I actually had a successful one, which was my 1-year-old son, Legend, that I have now.
God bless. God bless.
Thank you.
It's such a fitting name because he's a legend, you know, like he really fought to be here. So that's amazing.
First of all, I mean, I just want to say I'm like trying to be as strong as possible myself when I listen to your story and try not to break down in front of everybody. But I just want to say you are an amazing, strong woman.
Thank
and you are an inspiration for a lot of women out there and men, because I don't know how someone could go through all this and be where you are now. I mean, it's definitely a testimony from God, you know, to give you all the strength you have now, and also, and I'm sure you have a lot of great support system, you know, behind you with your fiance, and I'm sure your family and everyone else. But just want to say you're definitely a strong woman, and I really appreciate, you know, you coming on here, really sharing your story.
And I think you hit a lot of strong points, especially, you know, us as women, unless you have that intimate relationship with someone, you don't know how many miscarriages they've experienced or any of their women health. So it frustrates me to see, you know, a government, especially a government ran by men, who try to dictate what we should or should not be doing with our bodies. We carry so much weight, from our menstrual cycles to, you know, fibroid issues and ovarian cancer, you know, trying to conceive, or, you know, there are some women who, you know, they have maybe too many pregnancies but they don't want to have reproductive, you know, birth control. I mean, there's just so much, and we're not taught in school about that. Yes, we're taught about our body as far as like our period, and we're talked about sex kind of, but when you become a woman, if you don't really have a good, trusting gynecologist, you don't know it until you experience it. And then I think us as Black women, you know, I do feel like they kind of push us to the side. I mean, we have a higher death rate, especially during birth. You know, a lot of African American women, we tend to die more during childbirth. They don't teach us about afterbirth, because even in my experience, you know, I really struggle to just gain strength back in my core. And when I would talk to my doctor about it, they would be like, oh, it's just normal, just wrap your stomach. Like, I really had to read up on things and understand that I need to sit a certain way, I need to breathe, I need to, you know, eat certain foods, and then I'll slowly have this snapback, because snapback is an illusion. Not every woman snaps back. It doesn't matter you're big, small, you know, some women just don't. So oh my God, I had so many questions written out, and like, I guess I want to start with, you know, you said there, like, you tried to find some resources, and, you know, they wouldn't continue with a group because there was only one, or enough people didn't sign up. You know, was there anybody else in your life that you felt was a strong support system for you?
Yes, I had a lot of our family and friends, and one person in particular, which is Miss Lily Ennis.
Yes.
That's a friend.
Shout out to Lily.
Yes, Lily is so amazing.
She actually, one day we were in the park. I forgot, we was in an amusement park, and she explained the story to me about one of her other friends who actually had problems with conceiving, and how her grandmother, Lily's grandmother, had prayed over her stomach, and then the girl actually went on to have a successful pregnancy. And most people would hear that and think, that's crazy, like, that cannot be true. So fast forward, after, which was August of 2017, when I had my third miscarriage, one day we were home with me and my fiance, we was home, and I said, I think we need to go see Lily's grandmother. And he agreed with me, and we called Lily, and I'll never forget, I believe it was November 29th of 2017. We went to her grandmother's house, and at the time that we went to her grandmother's house, we ate. Her grandmother was like, she's gonna pray over us. So me, Jarrell, which is my fiance, Lily Ennis, and her grandmother, we got in, you know, like a form of a circle. We held hands and we began to pray. And at that moment, like, for me emotionally, it was a lot, because after her grandmother prayed, I just felt like a weight lift off my shoulders.
Wow. The power of prayer.
Yes.
Yeah, like I felt like a weight lift off my my shoulders. And then later on that evening when we were going back home, we both like said to each other, like, this is what we needed. So that was November of 2017. And then fast forward to February 2018, that's when I got pregnant with my son, Legend.
Wow.
God is amazing.
Listen, the power in prayer and
It
number.
is.
I mean,
and
wow.
I think Lily in this all the time, because if it wasn't for her, and I said when I tell people the story, they like, her grandmother, and I'm like, yes, like I had 4 failed pregnancies, and she told me the story. And when I went to her grandmother, I didn't have any complications, any problems, or anything. When I had Legend, I was actually making myself nervous because I kept thinking, I don't know, this is going too good. This is too good to be true. Maybe something's going to happen. And then
God is amazing. Somebody just wrote God is good. Yes, he is.
All the time.
God is amazing all the time.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, shout out to Lily's grandmother. Because Lily grandmother, wherever you are, I need you to pray with me too.
Get me in the oil.
For real. I have a question. You know, for the men out there who are also on the check-in, how were you and your fiance able to really how was he able to maintain his mental state during this whole period of time? Because I know as a man, you know, I know we got to be tough. We got to be tough for our woman. We got to be tough, you know what I mean, all the time. And we're not able to really break down our emotions sometimes. You know what I mean? We gotta hold it in. So I just want to know, how was he able to deal with that? And besides you being his woman, his lover, where was his support system? Like, did he have a support cast?
Yeah, he had a lot of our family and friends were like his support system. And one thing I would touch on to a lot of moms who has a partner, something for me, in my relationship, as you said, men are taught to be stronger. So whereas women are more emotional, we wear our emotions on our sleeve. So to us, if something happens, we're dramatic. Like the world knows, because we're unable to hide it. Whereas men, they're taught to mask their feelings. And with him, he was so trying to be so strong for me, is that I began to think like, okay, maybe he doesn't care, or maybe he's not showing emotions as I am. So is this not affecting you? When in all reality, it actually was. It hurted him just as much as it hurted me. But as me being an emotional wreck at the time, I started to like channel my anger towards him, when in all reality I shouldn't have done so, because like you said, men are taught to protect and provide. So to him, it's like he's trying to protect my feelings. He's trying to be strong, because if he breaks down and cry, how is that helping our situation?
Right.
So for him, he had a lot of friends and family members to turn to. And as much as I was willing to give up all the times during my pregnancies where I would say, okay, this is the second miscarriage, this is the first miscarriage, this is the third miscarriage, I don't want to have any more kids and I don't want to try. And he's just so like supportive to say, God is on God's timing, Yvonne. And I used to say,
wow,
you know, like get mad, like, why are you still thinking that this is gonna happen for us? And he always stays supportive. Like most partners would probably say, this didn't happen for us, this is the 4th time, but he was actually like, we're still gonna keep going. As long as you want to be a mom, I'm gonna make this happen for us.
Wow. Shout out to your fiance, because
thank you.
I saw him in the comments. He said he's proud of you. So I love the support that you guys give each other.
Yeah, that's amazing that you guys support each other that way. I think it's kind of tough, because a lot of men would not be able to deal with that. A lot of men will run from that situation, thinking that they will blame themselves, or they'll find a way to pretty much distance themselves from that situation and just run away from it. And I think it really shows how strong he is, and how much he loves you. You know what I mean? And that's huge. And I commend him for that. And you guys are amazing. And I think you guys, it's amazing that you guys are, you know, definitely have faith in God. And I think that's the number one. That's the key.
Yes.
So
that's true.
That's dope.
And we have a society that gives you this false storyline. Like, you know, you go to school, you get married, you have your children, you buy your home. And for some of us, we know that our timeline does not go linear. And, you know, we automatically assume, because we love each other so much, that our family is just going to happen. But for some of us, you know, it really is not. that story. And I think it's especially important for people to know that, you know, one, it's okay to go through what you're going through. It doesn't make you less of a woman, doesn't make you less of a parent or of a father. And the doctors, just like they said, they don't really know why it happened. Yes, there are some, you know, chromosome abnormalities that could happen, but sometimes it's just not the right one. And I think I got to peek through your page before we had, you know, this time, and I'm looking, I'm like, wow, her son is so beautiful, your stepdaughter is so beautiful. You know, like, you would have never known. Like, yes, the story before where you are right now was horrible and it was hard, but your family is so blessed, and I see so much love amongst you guys, and it's very encouraging, you know, for women who are trying to conceive. But I also wanted you to give a word of encouragement to maybe women who have lost children. And that can be at any time. Maybe, you know, not just stillborn, but like I have a god sister whose daughter passed away at 2 years old. You know, and I have a friend who passed away at 29, and her mom is still grieving her. And it doesn't matter what the age is, you know, your child is your child. And you feel them before they're even born. You know, it's a part of you. So if you can give any words of encouragement, please give it out. I'd love to hear it.
For moms that actually lost children, which I call them my angel moms, I would say never give up. One thing is, it might happen to you maybe 1 or 2 times, and then you feel like, hey, you know what, this is not for me, or people might try to discourage you from actually having a child by saying, why do you want to keep hitting your body through that? But everything works on God's timing. So I would say, if I could give anything to anybody, it would be hope. One thing about me is, as much as I wanted to give up, I still had faith that I will become a mother one day. I still had hope that I will become a mother one day. And I continue to pray, no matter what my situation is in life, no matter if things don't go business-wise, planned, becoming a mom didn't go as planned as I wanted it to go, I would still have faith. So regardless of the negative talk in your ear or people telling you, like, just give up, I wouldn't give it up. Becoming a mom is something that many women want to, that's an accomplishment. So as much as people just have children and people think like, oh, you're just a mother, that's nothing, that's a big accomplishment.
It's a huge accomplishment. It is a lot. I mean, your entire body changes.
When it comes to women and having children, a lot of females, there's a possibility that you may die giving birth. There's a possibility that things might go wrong. So to me, like, that's a great accomplishment for women who do want to experience that. So if anything I could give to people is just continue to have hope. Don't down yourself. Don't beat yourself up if things don't go according to plan. For moms that actually had children and they lost children, whether your child was 2 years old, 29 years old, I would say always remember the beautiful memories that you have with that child. A lot of times when people are gone, sometimes people forget them and just pretend like they're not there. My son passed in 2005, and he basically was born into the world on June 10th, and every year June 10th I celebrate him. Whether I have a picnic, I release balloons, or I always do something special, because even though he's not here, he's never going to be forgotten, because that was something that shaped me as a woman that I am today. Having the loss of my son actually changed the whole direction of my life and actually gave me a purpose, and the purpose was to create the Birth to Heaven Foundation.
Yes. And can you, I know you spoke briefly about your foundation, but please, you know, we're going to pin it again. And I know that your fiance had pinned it in the comments also, but just any information you think would be important for people to know about the foundation. Or I know you do a walkathon every year, but is there any other events that you host, or, you know, how do you?
At the moment, no, we don't have any other events. We just do the walkathon each year, because as we continue to grow bigger, eventually I wanted to be able to sponsor other families. Sometimes when you lose a child, you might not have the funds to either do a cremation or do a burial. Some people don't have those privileges. So as we grow bigger and the foundation expands, eventually I want to be able to, like, sponsor families. I wanted to do other events where maybe we have picnics, maybe we come together, you know, like do different events as a support group, because
Yes.
somebody, you can have a big support group when it comes to family and friends, but nobody would ever know what you really feel unless they've been through it. So what happened to Angel Mom from the Birth to Heaven Foundation, they can actually relate to what I'm feeling because they actually experienced it as well.
Yes. And do you take donations? Is there a way for our followers to be able to support you?
Normally I only take donations around the time of the walk, because right now there's nowhere for me to like allocate those donations to anybody at the moment. So I normally do donations to the walk, and I normally use our donations to like sponsor things that we need, whether it's the DJ, the drinks at the walk, the you know, like different sometimes have food, snacks, and you know, I have to get a van and different supplies to, you know, cater to our people at the walk. So yeah, most of the time you could just donate around October. We normally have it the second Sunday in October every year.
Okay. We'll definitely be looking forward to it. Maybe we'll come and walk, because I have so many plans for this podcast and connections, and this is the awesome. First of all, for you to even come on this platform, I was so excited. I love when we have special guests, because the stories are what connects us to everyone. You know, I know we all have our own individual stories, but at the end of the day, we've all experienced something that, you know, maybe your story blessed somebody today. It definitely, you know, it meant a lot to me. So I'm hoping that our followers feel the same. I'm like so overwhelmed. Like, oh my God.
Definitely your story, I'm sure, has blessed others. And I'm gonna say it again. I think you and your fiance are some strong individuals.
Yeah.
And I love the fight, and I definitely will be there in October, God willing.
Yes.
I'll be there to support, and
I would love to have you guys there.
Oh no, you can count me in. I'm in.
Yes.
And also any way I can support, in the sense of like, you know, adding some sponsors or whatever I can do, because I have other resources too that I can you know, help out, because you know, I have an organization myself, Young Athletes for Change, and I like to collaborate with other organizations. So it's very, very important to, you know, to collaborate with others.
And I'm rooting for anything Black, so you know I'm there. You know I'm there.
Right.
We support each other.
Yes.
We matter in every way, and you know, this is just amazing. And to do it on Mother's Day, I'm so proud of you. I saw that you said this is your first time really sharing. Yeah, it takes a lot of courage. You're an amazing mother. I hope today was awesome for you, and you know, thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I have another question. I don't want to get you off just yet. I'm enjoying the moment right now. But what advice would you give to men out there who are going through the same situation? Like what would you say to them for them not to give up, or even like, or you know, a man dealing with a situation with his significant other, and they're going through it? Because, you know, sometimes it's not an easy it's not an easy road, and sometimes there's arguments, there's regret, there's a lot of things that come into place. And for like, what would you say to couples or that's out there? What advice would you give a man, and tell them to, you know, to hold on and don't give up, or, you know, don't let, just because she's angry at you, she means well.
Yeah, I would actually say the same thing, like, don't give up. And I would say sometimes give each other space. A lot of times as couples, as a couple, you don't want to have tension in your house. You don't want to have problems, but sometimes space is actually needed when it's a topic, something as this. Like, if I lost a child, the female may not want the guy in her face, or she might want him to respond a certain type of way, and he might feel like, I don't want to respond that way. And she might also sometimes feel like, just give me a minute to myself. Maybe she needs to go sit in the bathroom. Maybe she needs to sit in the living room by herself. So I would tell the guys, if you notice that maybe her behavior changed a little bit, and maybe she's not as inviting to you as she once was, or maybe she doesn't want to cook for the next few days, don't pressure the person to make them feel like, okay, well, you went through that moment. It's been 3 days. Give it up already, because that's not the right thing to do. Grieving, it takes a person however long. Sometimes it may be 2 months, 3 months, 2 years, 20 years. You cannot tell a person when to stop grieving. So the only thing I would say as couples is you have to stay strong and committed to each other. That doesn't mean if she's discouraged and she doesn't want to, like participate in sexual activity, does that mean to go out and look for somebody else that, is willing to do it? That actually means just stick with your partner and, try to show her that you're there. So for men, I would say if you can show your emotions a little bit more, and also just stay committed to your relationship. Just remember the reason that you got involved with this person to begin with. So whatever caused you to, be committed to this person from the beginning, keep that same, keep that same feeling. Don't, now she changed and now you're like, oh, I'm not dealing with this girl no more.
Right.
Because a lot of men out there do give up easily when it comes to situations like that. They tend to give up and say, I don't know if I can deal with this, because it's it's hard for them to see a woman in pain a lot, and then like I said, the arguments set in and a lot of things are said and things of that nature. So like it's really tough to really like to hone in and say, you know what, we're gonna get to this together as a team. Yeah. And no matter what. Hey!
There he goes.
Legend, what's up, my guy? What's up, my guy?
He's like, who's those people?
Legend, man. Listen, you famous on here, brother.
You famous. Hi.
Hey.
Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the On The Go podcast, man. You're our first young man on here, right? Our youngest guest. Yes. Welcome, man. Welcome, Legend. I love that name. I love it.
Thank you.
Yes, awesome, man. You got a beautiful family.
Yeah, thank you.
So how do you guys like living in Stanford, being a Stanford native?
It's good. I actually, when I left Brooklyn, I moved to the Bronx, which is not a good area. And now, once we decided, we're gonna try to get our family into a nice area, moving to Stanford is actually beautiful, the area that we live in. So,
nice. Well, I think that was all of our questions for today. Maybe we'll bring you back again.
Okay.
Women topics.
Oh man!
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
absolutely. It was a blessing having you and meeting your beautiful son, Legend.
You came in a perfect time.
Right.
Perfect timing, man. Handsome young man.
Yeah.
Hopefully I see you. If I'm still alive, brother, I know you're gonna be famous one day. You can say you've been on the ONTHEGO podcast.
Our little basketball player. He loves.
I got you. Listen. Yo, that's in my field, Legend. So if you ever need some training, brother, I got you.
Say we'll be calling you.
Yes, and we will definitely see you in October for the walk.
Thank you.
Yes.
Definitely, man. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. God bless you and your family.
God bless you.
Enjoy the rest of your Mother's Day. Salute to you and your fiance. Thank you so much.
God bless.
Enjoy the rest of your Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Tell them bye-bye.
Bye, Legend.
Bye, Legend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. Wow.
He's so cute, too. I love when the kids come on. Oh, that is so dope.
That was dope, man. I mean, I would love to hear what our viewers think about having Yvonne on. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to throw up some hearts or some emojis, support her. Definitely go to her Instagram. So support her business.
I know her husband, her fiance.
He's pinned this a couple of times.
Her husband, because we're going to throw that in the atmosphere. He put up the foundation a few times. But, I mean, again, another example of just being vulnerable and showing how you can have these traumas, this loss, and still come out powerful. And what she shared with us was just
amazing. It's amazing. And I think what our viewers should take from this is the fact that no matter what you go through in life, there's always a positive outcome.
Yes.
You know what I mean? No matter what the situation is. And I'm sure, I can speak from experience. Losing my brother is the fact that I took a traumatic situation and I turned it into a positive situation, and where I started a clothing brand and doing a lot of positive events and out of my brother. So all you can do is honor your loved one, and also just just remember the memories. You know what I mean? And even with your situation, losing your friend, your best friend last year, you know what I mean? Just honoring her, and just remembering all the great memories, and just doing things and honoring their names.
And she said
a legacy alive.
She said a key point too. It's all about having hope and keeping faith.
Yes.
And I think that we tend to forget, life is never supposed to be set up to be just peaches and cream.
It's not supposed to be easy.
No, it's never supposed
Never
to be
easy.
Even this moment right now, we're so upset about Corona, but like this is just another moment that's going to shape us. We're going to come out, you know, as victors and victorious, and you know, I'm just like, wow.
No, definitely. I mean, with this whole coronavirus stuff, I think we're all going to come out of here, you know, strongly, or our spirituality strong, and also just being more creative, and I guess loving each other even more.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's definitely a way to learn a lot from this whole situation. So I was caught, man. She got me, man. Yvonne's story was definitely touching. And inspiring for a lot of women and men out there.
A perfect Mother's Day story, because we always see when women have the baby, you know, or we got the gender reveals and the baby showers, but we forget that, you know, it's not the finished product. It's not the finished product, and it's such a journey to get to being a mom. Like even just pregnancy itself, like it is nine months, and sometimes 9 months and a few days, because Lord knows my son was 2 days late, and I was just like, all right, bro,
you gotta come out.
You gotta come out. Mama is tired. I ain't seen my feet in 3 months, but you know, it is amazing. I mean, women are just beautiful creatures, and we got to do a better job at, you know, just loving on our women and loving on our men. I love the question that you asked her, because us women, we forget, you know, our man, yes, he can't physically feel what we went through, but he's connected to us emotionally, you know, and when we come as a couple, we are supposed to become one. And so I love how her and her man, you know, they got through it, you know, and he was like, let's go see Lily, and then he said, I think we needed this. Like, that is so amazing, just to have a partner support you.
I think also what she said too, and I want a lot of women to take key to what she said, is the fact that, you know, just because a man doesn't show his emotions doesn't mean he doesn't care, or doesn't mean he you know, like he's not going through the same situation. Because I want to share something real fast. I went through that same situation before, and it was kind of heartbreaking, because the person I was with at the time, you know, felt like, you know, I wasn't showing no emotions, or I didn't care, which was, you know, to me was like, that wasn't the case. I was just trying to be strong as possible for her. You know what I mean? So you know,
it goes back to last week. You see how all of our little episodes is connected? I mean, it goes back to last week when we talked about just men and masculinity, and how you were already taught to be tough, and now you want us to show emotion, you know, or going back to episode 3 when we talked about trauma, loss, and grief. It's just amazing how everything is starting to slowly connect with each other. And we're coming down to just like a couple of minutes, but I just wanted to say again, always to our followers, thank you.
Thank you so much, man. I mean, you guys could be doing anything else, but you guys take the time out today to tune into our podcast
even on
each and every Sunday, even on a holiday, you know, each and every Sunday at 6 p.m. You know, we just ask you guys, you know, just to share our Instagram with your friends and family members and colleagues. Because we need all the support we can get.
All the support. We're on YouTube. You know, we got some other stuff in the mix, trying to get up on those podcast apps so that you guys can always have us in your ears and your cars, and while you're working out. You know, we're growing. You guys are growing with us. This is we're nothing without you guys. And every week that goes by, I'm just like, yo, we back at it. We back at it another week. Like, this is amazing. You know,
no, definitely, it's amazing. I mean, you're definitely, like I always say every week, you're a great host.
Thank you.
Got to encourage our women and empower them. You know, men out there. But you know, it's a blessing to be on this platform, to share a lot of different topics, to encourage our communities, and you know, share a lot of information that people need to know. So
and we keeping it positive. I mean, we could be up here talking about BS, like Tekashi 6ix9ine and all that. That's trash. You know,
that's not news.
Leave that for the shade room. Like, we really want to be here to educate, inspire, inform you guys. You know, I know there was a lot of tragedy in our Black community this past week, and we're definitely going to be talking about, you know, the loss in that, and just police brutality, and just our Black men are suffering. You know,
there's a lot we wanted to unpack, but we're going to save that for another episode.
For next week.
Because this day we wanted to honor, you know, all the beautiful queens out there on Mother's Day, and share Yvonne's story. So, you know, next week, we're going to definitely get these stories in, and talk about, you know, some of the losses that we've suffered, and, you know, some of the police brutality that's going on around our cities. So, you know, all I want to say before we log off is, you know, everyone that's in our community, just stay strong, stay positive, and love on one another. You know what I mean? Let's stop fighting against each other, and hurting each other. Let's support each other. Let's love on each other, and and never give up.
Never
Give up.
Yeah.
That's the key point. Never give up, no matter
Yeah.
what it is. Whatever your goal is, keep fighting. We're not going to let the government or anyone else distract us from what's really going on.
Right.
That's important.
Right. And us as a culture, we have to stick with one another. You know,
Absolutely.
This system was never created for us. We were never set out to win. We need to change that narrative and really get to understand who we are as a Black culture and what we need to do to grow, you know, financially, spiritually, emotionally. And this is what our goal is. You know, we are really being that voice for you guys. So please, every week, we come up with topics, but we love your ideas. So DM us, let us know what you want us to talk about.
Absolutely.
Send us stories, you know,
whatever it is.
Anything, we're gonna cover it. We love our special guests. So if you think that you have a story that you would, you know, you really want to share and people need to hear it, please send us information. I mean, this is what it's about, you know. Like, I'm so thankful.
No, I'm definitely proud of everybody that's tuning in every Sunday. It really means a lot because when we first started off, we did not expect to grow this fast, and we're still growing, and we're doing an amazing job. And my co-host here, I can't thank her enough. You know what I mean? She's a wonderful, smart, beautiful Black queen, and I want to, you know, definitely acknowledge that.
Girl from the hood,
you know what I'm saying? But,
who like to read.
But you know, it's amazing. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We're about to log off. Enjoy the rest of your Mother's Day to all the beautiful queens out there.
Happy Mother's Day. We love y'all.
We love you guys. And tune in next week at 6 p.m. And, you know, we're out of here, man. Peace out. On the Go Podcast. We out.
Thank you.